Hello, good afternoon. My name is Sepfani. What is your name?
Good afternoon, my name is Bruce Knights.
Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Perth, Australia.
Okay. When you visit to Indonesia for the first time?
My first visit to Indonesia was in 1983.
What is the main purpose of your visit to Indonesia?
That was my first excursion out of Australia. So I landed in Bali. I was in Bali for 2 weeks. I was backpacking, basically started in Indonesia to go around the world.
Oh, okay. Did you get any cultural shock here?
It's a long time ago, but I assume I would have had a cultural shock because it's the first time out of Australia, first time I've seen a different country.
How long did it take to get over cultural shock?
Well, I don't think it really. I don't think I really took time to get over the culture shock. I learned to adapt to what the differences in the cultures were, and I was willing to learn. So it wasn't something I was getting over. I was learning to adapt to the different cultures.
And how did you deal with it?
I think I just took it on board and tried to learn about it. If there was things that are done different, maybe I approved, maybe I disapproved, but this is the culture of the country.
Since you have been living here, have any acceptance the Indonesian culture?
Yes, very hard to. I find it very easy to accept any cultural changes here because living in Jakarta is very similar to living in a city, I think anywhere in the world. I mean,
when you return to Australia, do you continue any Indonesian custom?
As I said, there's not a great deal of difference. I probably actually do look for a bit more Indonesian food when I'm in Australia because I've become accustomed to eating that and I really enjoy the food here. So probably if anything I look for the food, but living very similar to living how I live here in the apartment, very similar to how I live in my house in Australia.
And what do you think about Indonesia for the first time, sir?
I can remember leaving the airport and then all the men and the boys, they would hold hands. And then it was just an accepted thing, something we never did in Australia, and I thought, wow. But it was just part of what they did then. So nowadays, because of the way the world's been influenced by media and everything, the guys don't do this anymore, which I think is a bit of a shame really, because it's just a sign of showing friendship. Girls can do it, but guys can't do it because they're perceived as being different. But the first impressions, yeah, it was good, and I always knew that I'd come back to this country.
What do you think the most interesting things about Indonesian people?
What I like most about the Indonesian people is their open friendliness, always smiling, always willing to help you.
Would you mind to mention 3 things about Indonesian culture?
3 things. Well, the 3 things are probably what I really like about Indonesia most would be the people itself. I love the people, they're very friendly, very open. Some of the things I don't like about it here is probably more the modern culture is the traffic. It's very frustrating to drive between A to B and B back to A. Very hard to keep appointments. And the other thing that gets on my nerves a bit is that Indonesian people don't have much concept of time.
Do you have any worries about staying in Indonesia?
No, not at all. No problems at all. I think it's a very safe country to live, actually.
Okay. And the last question. Since you have been living here, have you ever been discrimination against or disrespect?
Never. Remember, people here show a lot of respect, and I return that respect back to them. It's very good.
If Indonesian people call you bule, doesn't it accept you?
No, it doesn't upset me.
Thank you for giving your time for this interview.
Sama-sama.